Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 15, Lindy and Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we get into an argument, there are so many things that you can do to kind of salvage what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The number one thing that you can't do is ask me to play Dungeons and Dragons. Okay? Ever. That was the most awkward, ridiculous, meaningless segment of Married at First Sight. I'm like, we're trying to follow along, and we're like, what are they talking about? He's using weird accents. He didn't change a troll person into a demon or something. I'm over it. I'm like, Lindy, run, girl, run. Because no, this man is crazy. And if that's the type of hoop that you need to jump through to stay in this marriage, please do stay LOA forever.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Okay. Good. Because that means we won't be playing Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Never.
Okay. So, guys, this episode opens up with them finishing off that post-dodgeball debacle that they had from last week.
Yeah.
And Lindy's still sitting with her team and just expressing, all the doubts. Like, this weekend was so bad for them, right? And then Miguel is kind of doing the same thing. And he's like, I do realize that when we get into it, I get pretty nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, I want to commend him for being self-aware and quickly self-aware. Like, he seems to reel himself in, but he does it so frequently that it doesn't even almost matter.
Yes.
Where we're thinking like, okay, Lindy is the one who's, a loose cannon flies off the handle. It doesn't look like that anymore. It very much looks like Miguel is I don't know, like he's afraid right now. Like he's like, oh, what am I gonna do? And he's having meltdown after meltdown because he's afraid.
He's afraid, and he's in his feelings.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a good sight.
Mm-mm.
And whereas he was afraid of Lindy flying off the handle, he should have been a little bit more afraid about him not being able to manage his emotions, because he runs a whole gambit. He doesn't curse at her or nothing like that, but you can tell this man is physically and mentally upset with her.
He is. And he said that before once with the experts. He was like, I used to be like that, comparing himself to Lindy. Like, he used to get so upset. And I'm like, baby, that's still in there. Yeah. Like, you still have the capacity to do it. Just because you don't scream doesn't mean that you're not still having, like, big time mood swings.
Yes.
And they affect everybody around you.
Very true.
So he went to Lindy and spoke with her because she was like, I don't even want to ride back home with him, type of thing, when she was talking to her teammates. And he's like, well, I wasn't as angry as what you perceived me to be. I was still riled up because we were playing dodgeball. So I guess adrenaline, whatever. I don't buy it at this point. I think that he really feels these things.
No, he's definitely feeling
it. And I don't care. Dodgeball don't get you like that. I play dodgeball all the time. Like, it don't get you like that. Okay.
Well, it was nice. He did just openly apologize.
Yeah.
He did come out with that. It was nice. And it did seem as though he was sincere with it.
It does. But you know who does that?
Who?
Abusers.
Ooh.
It's a cycle of abuse. It becomes, they do sincerely apologize.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if he's going to keep, like, breaking her down and then apologizing and making her feel safe for a minute, breaking her back down and apologizing, that is extremely emotionally abusive. And that's not something she needs to stick around for.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they get back home and they're both saying that, they're happy the retreat is over. I think they're trying to be positive. Miguel is still trying to softly express his concern. He's like, it's terrifying because we have, a lot of these issues just coming up right now. I want it to work, but I just don't know. Like, I don't know if it's right for me. Triggering Lindy. She always gets triggered whenever he says, like, he doesn't know if something is right for him, because she feels like it's a personal attack. Like, well, I feel like you're saying I'm not enough. or I'm not good enough, or I'm not behaving correctly.
Yes.
Or whatever. You know, it's not like a we thing for her. It's very much internalized.
Yes. Very true. And it's internalized, but again, every time he's saying that, he's going straight at her heart of security. A woman wants to feel safe in a relationship, and he's going straight at the heart of that. Instead of affirming that for her, he's really just pulling the rug right from underneath her. So I was listening to everything that he was saying, and I was just like, boy, you messing up.
But I don't think he cares. Yeah, I don't think he cares that he's messing up. At this point, I don't know what I think about Miguel. I'm kind of on the fence with his intentions. Lindy, I think very eloquently, she's explaining, like, this goes to our fundamentals. For me, divorce isn't an option. She bought into this married at first sight divorce like a traditional marriage. Like, I know you're my person, this is it, I'm going to make it work. Divorce is not an option, like she said. For Miguel, it's a whole different experience. And me and my husband mentioned this earlier when we first, I don't know, maybe the second or third review we did of them, the second or third week, we were talking, because she had given in and had sex with him. And we were like, or at least I know I was like, she's going to be chasing him for this whole season, trying to be good enough, trying to make him stay with her. And for weeks after that, I was wrong. Like, they were perfect. They were doing fine. There weren't any conflicts. They weren't even spending time on this couple. But finally, we're seeing that play out because he's still non-committal, right? And she's like, no, what do I have to do? Do I have to jump through this hoop? I won't interrupt you. I won't do this. And I won't get distracted. She's chasing after him because she wants a yes from him, and she's already a yes. And his commitment level is not there.
Very, very, very true. And I think that was what you had said. That she was going to be chasing after him. And you hit the nail right on the head. But also, when they were having their discussion, I did notice that it was Lindy that was kind of like speaking life into their relationship. It was Lindy that was really playing the role of the husband in that situation, because she was the one that was leading them to some type of understanding. Like when you said, she said, divorce. We shouldn't even be talking about divorce. We're having some misunderstandings. Why are you jumping to all this? This is not working, and I'm considering leaving, and all of this different type of stuff. And so Lindy was the voice of reason in that whole situation. And I've heard many pastors say, even Pastor Cal say, that the husband needs to ban the family, needs to ban the relationship, needs to ban the marriage. But it wasn't Miguel doing that. It was Lindy doing that. So, hey, what is she going to do? She can't continue to try to appease him and be the leader in that relationship as far as that.
I mean, if she's getting to her wit's end with it. Now, interestingly, I feel like it was a setup from the show or production or whatever. They get in the mail her insurance coverage, and that spurs them into another conversation about their relationship. And Lindy saying, like, she wants to feel cared for, so that's big for her. And she wants to feel even more secure in the marriage. Miguel is, I guess, not really fully understanding her. She's like, you don't understand. My insecurity, my doubt is coming from you. Because every time we go through something, you're like, I don't know if this is right. And I immediately feel it rejected. This is when I feel like it kind of went left. She said, I'm happy to be LOA forever. And he's like, well, then go ahead and do that. You can keep it that way then. And I felt like that was such a flippant, rude response, and one that, again, he meant that to hurt.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Now, do you feel like she meant, I'm happy to be LOA forever, to hurt? Because I know that is something that's, like, important for him.
True that. It could have been, but no. I think it was her really just trying to say, look, I keep trying to tell you, dude, you're not making me feel safe in this relationship. And this is all I'm asking you for. This is all my primary need. I need you to make me feel safe. Help me to feel secure in this relationship. And he is either unwilling or he doesn't know how to affirm within that situation.
Unwilling,
and so,
I would say.
Yeah. And so he's just like, and I think you just hit on something too. Both of their fundamental beliefs of what marriage is so askew.
Yeah.
It's so wide that's where they're having a lot of the different type of issues from. If one person is coming from, you know what, I came into this thing as an experiment, and if it's not working, I'm bouncing, because that's my idea of this thing of as an experiment, or my idea of marriage, who knows. But if the other person is having a fundamental thought as far as marriage is forever and we can make this thing work as long as we continue to choose each other. If
that's
those
exactly
two
where
ideas,
they are.
Yes, they're polar opposites right about now.
Yeah. So they have this grand idea, right? Like, they've been through all this stuff. They're like, okay, we're going to fix this. Cut to the scene. Lindy's wearing half the bear costume. Miguel is wearing the other half. And I'm like,
what
is going on here? Like, was this a Stacia and Nate idea? Are they role playing? I don't know. Like, where's that youth swing y'all had last week? But no, they invite a couple of friends over to play this Dungeons and Dragons game, and it is baffling. I don't even know what they were trying to accomplish there.
I have no words.
It seemed like Miguel was kind of trying to cryptically work their relationship into
a little bit,
but it didn't fit.
No,
really. You know, it was like somebody stole the bride, and it was weird, y'all. If y'all understand it, if you guys play Dungeons and Dragons and this makes way more sense than what my husband and I can make out of it, please put it in the comments below, because we didn't get it. It was What
happened to just pulling out a deck of Uno cards? I mean,
they didn't even play spades, baby. They're gonna break it all the way down to Uno.
Monopoly, something. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was interesting. But I mean, I think really it was just a way for them to bring friends over without just saying, hey, come over, I'm having problems, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So they brought their friends over, and then they independently talked to them. And Lindy is at her wit's end. You know, she's really spilling to her friend about how censored she feels and, you know, just everything that she experienced in this last week. Her experience has been great for 6-7 weeks leading into that last week. And now all of a sudden the rug, like you said, the rug is being snatched from underneath.
Yeah.
And she feels like every part about her, the little interruptions, just the quirks that she has, he can't stand it. She sees these things as small, and he sees these as big obstacles that he doesn't know if he can deal with.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about the conversation with the friend?
Oh my goodness. She let it out to her friend. And she was being very emotional with the friend, but she was being very candid as well.
That's what friends are for, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Now her friend, I have never seen anybody keep a straighter face. If that girl don't play poker, she needs to start.
Yeah.
Like, what? I was like, does she care at all?
She was a straight face. Yes, the whole time.
But the friend at the end, I mean, I felt like she did give her some really good advice, which was, you know, because Lindy is afraid. She's like, I'm scared if I talk to him about these things. Exactly. Like, I can't even express how I'm fully feeling because of the fear of losing him.
Yes.
And the friend's like, hey, like, if you lose him, then that wasn't your person.
Yes.
He wasn't for you. And I mean, that's the best advice that your friend can give at that point, because you can't hold everything in.
No, you can't.
You're not doing yourself or your marriage a service by centering yourself.
Yes.
Throughout. Well, I mean, when does it end?
True that.
To death? Like, you never told this person how you really feel.
Yeah.
They never know what's inside forever. Yeah. Just because you want to be with a person that bad that you're willing to be somebody else.
Yeah.
That's tough.
You know what? I think every couple has to find a room to be able to complain to one another.
Yeah.
complain,
about one
another, but tell it in love. Speak it in love. Speak the truth in love. And so she's feel like he continues to say, hey, respect me, respect me, respect me. But she has things that's on her chest that she has to get off. And so, yes, say what you have to say, but you can speak it in love. And so just don't hold it in and bottle it all up. No, absolutely not.
She will blow up at some point anyway. Honestly, if she keeps holding it in, they stay married on decision day, which I think they probably are. I think it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up sooner rather than later. They might be split before the reunion.
Yes.
So, Miguel does open up to his friend a little bit, not as emotionally as Lindy does, but he is saying, that there's big issues that are coming up, and right now it's not working for him. So that's the extent to what we see that conversation is. But it was interesting for me for them to have like the nanny cam conversation at the end when he was so upset with her for having talked to her friend. Now, we don't know how the rest of the night went, I guess. So I'm assuming just based upon the context of what he was saying, that it was super awkward for the rest of the night. Like maybe the friend was side-eyeing him. I can't imagine her side-eyeing anybody, because she just has a deadpan face. But he felt bad energy, I guess, when they got back together all as a group. So he's addressing her, saying, like, if you're going to badmouth me, like, he can't deal with that. He feels like it's a two-faced relationship because she's talking trash about him behind his back. That triggered me because I was like, is Morgan in the room? Like, what is going on?
It did remind me of Morgan a little bit too,
It did. I'm like, is Alexis somewhere? I know she was part of this.
Who told you that? I did. I really did think it was Morgan. I was like, okay, here we go again. But you're right. So they have the whole thing about being respectful
and
again.
Lindy is backpedaling again. She's always in apology recovery mode. He's saying, I don't want to be made out to be the villain. She's like, I'm not trying to make you the villain. I just feel like I can't express myself, so I have to talk to my friend because I can't tell you these things.
Yes. I mean, when she said, I felt like you always ready to jump ship. I mean, it's true. He tells her, he tells her constantly, hey, this isn't working for me. Hey, I will be out of here, And so the whole thing, let someone just continue to say that over and over again.
And it gets to you.
It gets to you.
Especially when you're committed.
Yes.
When you're 100% in and the other person is like 50-50.
Yes.
I guess it's never going to work. So, I mean, his last words to her were essentially like, I can't do this.
Yes.
So there's got to be a lot of recovery that happens in these last like 5 or 6 days. But somehow I think they're going to turn the corner, because I still think that they're going to say yes. But I don't think this is a match made forever.
No.
For them, even if they do decide they don't want to split at decision day. So, but let us know.
A lot of counseling.
It's a fundamental thing, though. I just don't know if counseling gets to the heart of that. And Miguel is very confident in his position. He doesn't seem like somebody who would be very much changed by a counselor. I don't want to call him self-righteous, but he's something just shy of that, in my opinion.
I mean, you're right. I mean, when you have one person that says, hey, I'm in it forever. I'm in it for until death do us part. And the other one's like, I'm not. I mean, what can you really do with that,
Until, you get on my nerves one too many times and it's over with.
Exactly. Until death do you part, not until murder, So, no. So.
And on that note, let us know what you think about them. Let us know what you think about the possibility of Miguel being kind of abusive. I'm getting emotionally abusive.
I can see that
from him at this point. So I don't know if that's his intention or if that's just the way this is playing out, but it's looking very much that way to me. But let us know your thoughts. Drop those comments, like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.